Hello and welcome to A Very Explosion Network Christmas, our podcast dedicated to the merriest of holidays, the festive season of films about Santa, snow, or being left home alone, the time of year we all come together and lament how expensive postage is now. I'm your host, Ashley Hobley, and helping me grow my heart 3 sizes with Christmas cheer is Dylan Blight.
Oh,
All right. Yeah, wow, you've just done that all season. Here we are at the end of this year's run of A Very Explosion Network. We're wrapping it up with a beautiful animated film, Klaus. Have we done an animated film this season? I don't think so.
Klaus. No.
So, good one to wrap it up on. So yeah, let's jump into it. Please be aware we'll be freely discussing anything and everything about plot themes at any of the movie. So if you haven't watched it, come back later. With that said, let's jump into our discussion of Klaus.
Hello? Jesper Johansson, postman. Mr. Klaus.
You have a gift. You were meant for making toys. So I figured, if you donate your old toys, I'll deliver them for free.
Tonight, I go with you.
There's no need for you to come with me, really. Tonight, then.
Our cousin told us if we write a letter to Mr. Klaus, he'll make us a toy. Dear Mr. Klaus. Dear Mr. Klaus.
Shall we then?
Yep.
Mr. Klaus is the coolest.
Klaus? What about me? Ow! What the loser? Oh yeah, well if I'm a loser, then you're too far. You're gone.
Directed by Sergio Pablos, written by Zach Lewis and Jim Mahoney, starring Jason Schwartzman, J.K. Simmons, Rashida Jones, Will Sasso, Neda, Margrethe, Labba, Sergio Pablos, Norm Macdonald, and Joan Cusack. A simple act of kindness always sparks another, even in a frozen, faraway place. When Smirensburg's new postman, Jesper, befriends toymaker Klaus, their gifts melt an age-old feud and deliver a sleigh full of holiday traditions. Dylan, is Klaus a Christmas present, stocking stuffer, or a lump of coal?
It's a present.
Yay!
Shockingly, I mean, this came out years ago. I say years ago, like it came out 20 years ago, but came out in 2019.
Yep.
People said it was very good at the time, and I'm shocked to say that it was very good. How
did you miss this one? Is my question.
I don't know, to be honest, is the thing. I think this is very good in a Christmas present. I definitely don't think, wasn't this Academy Award? Was it?
Yep.
Academy? Yeah, I don't think, I wouldn't put it there. I definitely don't think it's that quality, stand on.
It won the Annie Award that year over Toy Story 4. And
Which
some
is crazy.
people say it should have won over Toy Story 4.
I don't think so. I think, as much, I'm not saying negative. I'll say this. I think that the voice work's great. I think the voice cast is great. I think the Christmas movie is great. I just want to say, as an animated movie, I think the animation is phenomenal. I don't think the script is as strong as every other element of the movie. I think the story's good. I just don't think the script is as strong as, if that makes.
How so?
I just don't think the character work or the way it's written, quite the momentum. I don't feel like, or at least what it's able to deliver in, Jesper is obviously the standout. Jason Schwartzman does a really great sing or whatever else. But I just think the character of Klaus himself, and I guess this is in part of having someone who's more of a gruff, doesn't say much sort of thing.
Yeah.
It just doesn't, I don't think there's enough there. I just feel like they needed, I don't know what, and this is what I'm saying, I'm not trying to rewrite the whole movie. I feel like there's just, they didn't quite break that character, if that makes sense, or break this relationship in a way that could have been done as fulfilled as I feel like it could be done. I feel like if you sit there and go back and forth, there was a way to like it didn't give me exactly what I wanted by then.
You just
If
need
that-
another 5 minutes of
maybe I don't. It's just not quite there for me.
Okay.
Is all I'm saying. That said, still a present. Still really enjoyed it. But the standout is obviously I think the animation is phenomenal, and I think also if you sit down to watch this and someone says, "Here, I'm putting on a Christmas movie," and you start this without telling them what the hell it's about, that's sort of makes it a better movie.
Yeah, obviously a Christmas present. I've picked this one because I think it's phenomenal. Like Academy Award nominated, beautifully, like stunningly 2D animated, traditional like hand drawn, I believe. Just a very distinct look, and also this really interesting origin story for Santa Claus. Kind of,
Santa Claus,
like kind of telling the origins of Santa and the tradition of him delivering presents and all that, but it interestingly starts from a very selfish point of view of this man wanting to just try to get as many letters sent as possible. I love the message of like a kind act, a selfless act can
do wonders.
Again, I forget what the actual quote is. Let's see if I can quickly find it.
Kindness a day keeps the doctor away.
A true selfless act always sparks another. I think
That's even better.
It is. It's crazy. Yeah. Yeah, I think it. I mean, it's fun at the start of this town that just wants to kill each other for some reason.
Yeah,
it's been lost to time.
When the movie started, I was like, "Holy shit! It's the town from Medieval." Now you wouldn't get that reference because you haven't played the amazing game.
Never heard of
Medieval. But there's a little town they go into, like a little town of people running around going, "Oi, oi!" They're just trying to oi kill each other. There's little kids running around and stuff like that with like axes, and they're like, "Oi!" That's what this run on.
Yeah, absolutely, and like I love the idea of children being the ones who can get the adults to start behaving better.
Yeah, I like that. It reminded me of my childhood too, because the parent comes into the room and the kids are playing presents and they go, "Oh, stop having fun, you little fucks," and they take them all away. And I was like, "Oh, that's just like my childhood."
Stop playing with that Nintendo. Come sit.
Yeah.
And listen
Come
to
be
us
bored
talk.
in a room and listen to this. Come listen to Water World on the record player.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I love the relationship that Jester develops with little Margrethe, the little Sami girl who can't speak English, speaks Norwegian, and just his one-sided conversations. And then that one moment where you think he's left on the boat, and she's come out, and she's just kind of starts to cry, and then he was there. He's still there. Beautiful. But yeah, I think lots of interesting, fun elements. The relationship between Jesper and what's her name?
Rashida Jones's character.
Rashida Jones Alva, the teacher turned fishmonger, because none of
doesn't
these
want to teach anyone anything.
Yeah.
Shocked when the kids. I like that scene where the kids are like, "Can you tell me how to write my name?" It's like,
and just
right.
like all these kids like kind of like dumbstruck, like starstruck by.
How do I write my name?
Yeah, I want to, so I could write a letter to Santa to get a toy.
Yeah.
Love
also,
that.
when old mate gets a coal, he's like, "Oi, I wrote a letter on to get a coal." It's like, maybe because you're a little shit.
Yeah, and I love all these.
Well, how would he know? Because he knows.
He's
just
always watching.
Yeah, and guess what, mate? Guess what? He also has a list. It says if you nod your nice.
I love all the little like tidbits that obviously go into the legend. Like the freaking reindeer. Like my horse. There's too many presents. I can't put my horse can't carry the sleigh. Let's get these freaking reindeer from the middle of the forest and like use them instead. And that one time they fly past one kid's window.
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, that
flying reindeer."
Flying reindeer, yeah,
crazy. And all the little rumors going around, like he goes up the chimney and like all this stuff. And I also love that all of it is attributed to Klaus, when Jesper's the one who's doing it.
That little montage where he's like going around doing everything, eating the cookies, and all the kids, all the kids are talking about it being Klaus or whatever, and he's the one like flying out,
Yeah,
getting attacked by dogs, whatever else.
Yeah, absolutely. All a lot of fun. Also sentimental with the Klaus backstory of he and his wife wanting to have this family and him making toys for the kids that they were hoping to eventually have, but they never had any kids. Very sad. And then she passed away, and he's kind of, I know, I guess there's maybe he didn't want to stick around much more before Jesper came along. You know what I mean? Definitely get that implication. I love that the children of the two leaders of the feuding families end up together. The fucking Mine Girl and this other massive dude. I think there's some really cool action sequences, like when they're trying to get away with the sleigh at the end, with the fake presents. It turns out that's a lot of fun. Yeah, just so many really well put together things. How'd you feel about the ending of the movie? So this is something that I've seen some conjecture when I was doing some reading after the movie.
What's the conjecture?
It's a bit of a cop out.
What, having Santa keep going, or like that?
Yeah.
That Jesper or whatever gets a happy life. Like, what's the cop out?
It's just all magic at the end, I guess.
Yeah, but it's fine. Santa Claus, right?
Yeah.
What the fuck did we expect?
I know. What was your interpretation of the end, I guess?
I don't know. I honestly, I haven't thought to. Like, I was just, I don't know. Like, I like the. I guess I like the idea of. It's like the magic's born from the creation of the
tradition,
the fable or the tradition or whatever. Like, creates the magic. That's how I take it. And to me, I don't. That's what I'm saying. I haven't even thought twice about that. I was like, my brain like processed it as that, and just went, yep, and then didn't even think twice. Like, I'm like, that's fine with me. Like, it's the origin of a fable, like a creation like that. I don't know. I have no problem with it.
Yeah. Let's see if I can find the thread that I was looking at the other day.
What bloody dumbass adults are sitting online complaining about this movies as a cop out?
Here we go. This from Reddit. This person's right. The entire movie was establishing that all the quirks and stories about Santa are all grounded in some reality. Klaus now being able to do all this magic shit just because he's dead ruins everything that happened before. This really pissed me off.
Does it ruin everything that came before?
I don't think so.
I don't think so, because if him, so like, here's the thing. Like, I guess it's that he dies and becomes a spirit of Christmas, right? Is that is that the road we're going on? But
potentially
that only happens because of what happens in the movie, and then what happens after that with him still delivering stuff only happens because of the events of this movie. Like, he only becomes Father Christmas / the Spirit of Christmas, whatever, because of the events of this movie. That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't defeat anything that happened in the movie.
But no, I totally agree with you. And I there was this comment that I read that kind of completely shut down that thing. Someone wrote, I know I'm a little late, it doesn't matter. To me, he dies of old age and the vanishing is symbolic. So they don't show little kids a dead Santa Claus, but it's pretty obvious. After that, however, they show, again, an ending that is supposed to speak differently to kids and to adults. The kids understand that he comes once a year. Adults, however, when Jasper touches the stockings and looks around, get that they see their friend once a year because they see him in them. They get reminded of him. They are now the ones who put the presents under the tree, and this is how they switch from Santa to parents. Happens.
Yeah, and I mean, that's another. I guess that's fine, and I'm okay with that as well. I mean, it's open to interpretation, right? But I'm happy with. My mind went to the magic ending, and I guess that's because it's animated and it's a kid film. So in those worlds, Santa Claus is real, and so I guess that's the direction my brain went. So
And we had that magical wind kind of the entire movie
which
as well.
is
So
implied to be his wife, I guess.
yeah, blowing those birdhouses.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to talk about the class? I really love the I think the teacher, like, her heart becoming not so cold anymore.
She's like the opposite.
Finally
of the
giving up
teacher.
this life of fishmongery, which was terrible for her. I love that she hid her money in the side of a fish mouth, though. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, she's the opposite Miss Honey, where she starts
Yeah.
out terrible and gets better. Good for her.
Yeah. So, any other thoughts?
No, I just very good, and the animation was the standout to me, I guess, and that's the thing. Also, I think in the years since this was released, because as I said, it took me until now to watch it finally. I always see people like complain every year that Netflix doesn't do more movies like this. I was like, Netflix never did this movie; they brought the movie, and I think this is the problem sometimes with Netflix originals. Is that they buy a movie like this and they put it out and they say it's a Netflix original, and now people every year I see go, why can't they put out more things like Claws? Why can't there be another Claws? I've had my brother say it. He watched this one and said, I wish I'd do something else like Claws. And I'll be like, they didn't, like, even having not watched it, I'm like, they didn't do like, I understand, do you want them to buy more or put, like, use money to do things? But, the only reason this thing is from my understanding, is because basically it happened and then it got shopped around and Netflix was the only person that wanted to buy it or something like that. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't read anything about, like, how, just looking at the Wikipedia page. Yeah. Netflix acquired the global rights to Claws in November of 2017. So, I mean, pretty early on still, like,
pretty still early
in the
on,
middle.
But I just think, like, as to the, like, why
I'm sure they
doesn't
saw
Netflix
concepts
do more
and that
things
kind of
like
stuff.
this?
Yeah.
It's not like they didn't set out and go, they didn't set out and go, we want to get someone to create a project like this, That's why.
But then, A24's built a reputation on doing the same thing, so, of seeking out movies that are kind of, well, they've done both.
They've done both.
They've produced, but also they have acquired films.
Yeah. I think the other thing is, every time you hear, if you know, like, that sort of comparison, you listen to interviews with directors writers who work with A24. It's like, okay, A24 comes on early. We have this back and forth relationship with A24. They suggest little changes, stuff like that. So they're I think A24 knows what an A24 movie is, and, like, you'll see their tweaks within, like, whether or not you notice them. Whereas I'm like, what the fuck is a Netflix movie?
Just a movie that's on Netflix.
Yeah.
I will say I also enjoyed that they made Jesper as despicable as possible in this other movie. Such an entitled brat.
Very much.
And desperately trying to just,
live off daddy,
go home to his silk sheets.
Yeah.
Which makes the turn all the better,
The fact that when he gets to town, he legit believes old mate who's like, oh, sorry, yeah, there will be a big parade announcing your arrival. We're just going to ring that bell there, He's like, oh, yeah, no worries, yeah. For sure.
Freaking Boatman, he was pretty great too.
Yeah.
Fucking anybody who fucks with anybody else is pretty great. All right, let us know what you thought of Klaus by going to explosionnetwork.com/Twitter, jump to Discord at explosionnetwork.com/Discord, or find us on Blue Sky at explosionnetwork.com. If you want to help us out here at a very Explosion Network Christmas, leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or on Podchaser. Leave us 5 stars. Then you can leave 5 stars, or just tell people about the show. Might be a bit late now, but next season. And if you've enjoyed this episode or this season of a very Explosion Network Christmas and think it's worth $1, head on over to our Ko-fi page at explosionnetwork.com/support. Thank you very much for listening. Until next time, have a Merry Christmas.
See you at Easter.
Very Explosion Network Easter.
Explosion Network Easter.
Just watch The Last Temptation. What?
Temptation of the Christ?
Yeah.
Well, they got a sequel coming, so yeah.